Hello and welcome to a channel called Unfortunate. I told myself if I ever do a comedy channel, then I should probably bring up this topic first because it's just, without getting back into games, this whole thing that I'm doing and like my life right now would be very, very different. So, there was like 10 years of my life where I did not play any games. So, why is that? So, it all goes back to when I was like, what, 10, 12 years old. um Actually, before that, even like when I was like a kid or something. I remember like going to like a friend's house when I was like in what, first or second grade. And I went to his room and like the TV was in his room. First of all, what the hell, man? Like, how can you like have a TV in your room when you're like 7 or 8 years old? That's like a dream. Anyway, so I walk into his room and like he has a PlayStation 2, of course, and like there's a game on the TV and like whatnot. And I just see the game and I'm just like like in awe of like what I'm seeing, because not only is it a game, but it's like it's a Ben 10 game, and I was like so into like Ben 10 back in the day when it was used to like come on Cartoon Network and whatnot. So we played and I'm just like, this is the best thing ever. And fast forward like a year later, my dad gets a new job and like he or like spontaneously he's just like, like I'll get you like a PlayStation or whatever. And I'm just like stoked as a kid, like what like you really gonna do that? And I eventually got it, and it was probably one of the best things I've ever received in my life, because that thing just changed my entire life in like as much as it can for like a kid. So like I think the weird thing for me playing games at that age was the fact that I was not drawn into games like like God of War, Silent Hill, or like Resident Evil and stuff like that, or GTA even, because like my dad and my mom used to drive me to like the game store, and like they're not gonna let me buy like R-rated games, right? So I used to like I generally gravitated towards stuff and like mediums through which I already knew stuff. So like I was super into like TV shows and like cartoons, obviously, as a kid. So I used to really look out for games that were based on like movies and like TV shows. So like like SpongeBob games, like I don't know, like some like weird like Disney movies and like stuff like that. Like there was like a Secret Saturdays game. There was like there was a Spider-Man game called Friend or Foe that no one really knows about, but it's just, I think it was one of the best Spider-Man games ever created. So those are also like the games I usually gravitate towards. And I played a shit ton of FIFA. Like, I'm a huge football fan, or as soccer, as most Americans say. Um, but yeah, FIFA. I played so much FIFA. Like, holy shit, I played so much FIFA. It's basically the reason I have glasses right now. Like, without FIFA, I would not be wearing glasses right now. They quite literally ruined my eyes. But like as all good things, it eventually came to an end when basically like obviously the PlayStation 2 was like getting sort of like discontinued, and like you wouldn't find any more games on it and whatnot. And obviously the PlayStation 3 came out, and that was a huge change, because like I wanted that and my dad was just like, yeah, I'm not getting you that, because obviously by the time the PS3 rolled out, school got a bit more serious. I actually went to like a British education system school thing, so we had exams at the end of the term and whatever you want to call it. So really cringe, I know. So school started getting more serious, and my dad was just like, "You're just gonna, drain your whole day away in like games and stuff." And so he refused to get me the PlayStation 3. And it's pretty sad, like like because I used to go to school and like everyone we were talking about games, and I would just feel be like what the hell do I talk about? And yeah, like at the very least, like 4 or 5 years, I literally did not play games and stuff. I got into other stuff like watching movies, TV shows, started reading, which is also as most people think it's cringe, but nah, it's not that cringe. But yeah, I was kind of forced to like gravitate towards a different medium if I go and play games. But the thing was that my dad, even though he refused to like get me a console, like that still didn't mean I couldn't like save up on my own and get something. So I actually saved up for like a PSP, because even the PSP was like a huge thing back in the day. Um, Obviously right now you have Switch and like the Steam Deck and whatnot, but back in the day, the PSP was the shit. Like everyone had that, and obviously like like as a kid you kind of have to save up your money and like just really get that amount, because obviously that shit's expensive when you're not obviously working and whatnot. But I mean, yeah, like I managed to save the amount for the PSP. And I remember like very proudly going when I was like what 14 15. So I was like still pretty late to the whole PSP scene, but I was still like I'm gonna get this. I saved up for it and whatnot. So I went, and I think the crazy thing about that whole thing was the fact that just the fact that I was so late to the PSP scene, I did not get like any of the earlier like really good PSP models. I ended up getting the PSP Go, which if you have any idea about, is not really well known nowadays. People fondly look back to the earlier PSP models. They don't look fondly back on the PS Vita and the PSP Go. But I was at the store and the guy was like, "Bro, dude, this is like the new thing, and like this is like the next thing, and like this is like we just got this, and you should really get this." And I had the money for it, and so obviously like as a kid you want the new shiny thing, and maybe not the other thing that you thought about, and you just want the new thing. And so me being a kid with so much money, I was just like, okay, I'll just get the PSP Go. And I had like a good time with it and whatnot, but eventually like it had its issues where like basically like I think I used it for like 1 or 2 years, and then like one of the hinges were like faulty or something. So the screen started working, and I started using it as like a music player, and like I really didn't game on it anymore. And so eventually even I lost interest in that, and like obviously like I got busy with other stuff like school and like other stuff. So yeah, like like the PSP came to my life really late, and even that wasn't like long lived. And I actually had to like just put it in the drawer and like close it, and like I didn't really use it anymore. And we fast forward now to 2020. Like this is like literally pre-pandemic, and thankfully pre-pandemic. So yeah, like I like just was about to enter college, and like obviously like I want a new laptop and whatnot. And I was looking at the laptop prices, and I'm like, dude, I could just spend a bit more and get a gaming laptop, because like a bunch of my friends are going gaming laptops, and like it just looked cool, and like I just wanted to like actually get back into gaming. And I was like, holy shit, this is actually like possible. Like I could have a machine for like college stuff and like also gaming. This is huge, like really possible. And like why spend money on just a machine that's just gonna like do basic stuff? I could get into like video editing and like games and like other stuff. So I gave this huge lecture to my mom, and I'm just like, I didn't play games for so long, I got good grades, and I was like a really like I consider myself to be an above average smartish kid, and I got the grades and whatnot. And I mean, yeah, like I gave her a whole lecture about how like I was like I didn't play games my like teenager, and like everyone was like playing games, and I felt so left out. And I gave her this whole spiel about like like this is like it, like this is my time to like actually like start playing games, and like because I actually have time now, because I want to like like I could probably manage this stuff in like college and whatnot. And my mom just like sort of gave, and she's like, okay, fine, like I get it, like I get where you're coming from. And I mean, yeah, like I got a gaming laptop, and it like this machine that I'm recording on right now is like quite literally changed my life. And like I don't think anything has ever changed my life in such a positive way. And so yeah, like I got this like 2 years ago, and like I started like playing stuff that I never really played. I played all the Halo games except for 5, of course, not on the PC. I played Infinite on like day 2 or day 3 of when it released. I got Game Pass, and I just went to the entire campaign over like winter break. And so many other games. I got into like Counter-Strike, Overwatch. I started playing Sekiro in the summer. It was just like a huge range of games that I personally never thought I would play or ever like come across. And I kind of want to end this video by letting you all know that despite still even though I'm like into games and like whatnot, there's like an actual list of games that I still have not played. Like for example, I have never played a Pokemon game. I have not played a Mario game. Uh, yeah, I've not played The Last of Us. I've not played any of the like the Spider-Man games on the PlayStation. Haven't played any Metal Gear Solid. Haven't played a Zelda game. Haven't played Dark Souls. Actually, I played Sekiro in the summer, so that doesn't really count. Um, haven't played GTA, if you can really believe it. Like everyone makes fun of like GTA 5 being released again and again. I have not played it or any of the other ones. So yeah, that's kind of my story of how like I didn't play games for 10 years and like it sucked, and I'm truly glad that I actually got back into gaming, and like now I'm like super obsessed with games. Like I follow games very like obsessively, watch the game awards, follow people and content creators on like YouTube, Twitter and whatnot. And yeah, that's all I have to say on that topic.